fundamental core stability is really important. We're going to talk about that in great detail. And performance, okay? Recovery between bouts of expressions of strength, power, and speed. Okay? Movement quality. Those things are super important, and we can change the state of how we do these things simply by learning how to breathe. The entire system deforms and or constructs according to your actions or inactions. Movement and fascial quality is directional force dependent. Okay? So for us to create change, it really depends on what we're doing throughout the day. So if you get up, your client's got to commute, they're sitting at their computer all day, and they're sitting on the couch at night, what are they teaching their fascia to do? Okay? So what we're really trying to do in the gym in that 1 hour is to overcome the other 23 hours of poor posture, poor position throughout the day.
90 degrees from his body, all right? And if I don't block this joint, which I'll show you the block is in a minute, he's got a ton of range of motion, right? Boom, boom. See that? That's about 180 degrees, which is what we're looking for. So the shoulder block is, if you find on yourself right now, the bone on the top of your shoulder that comes from the shoulder blade, that's called your acromion, all right? You're gonna put your finger on that, and then you're basically gonna squeeze the front delt, not hard, just give a little support. So my thumb goes like right where the delt meets the bicep, or right here. So I'm just cupping that front delt. So this joint block is gonna make sure that all the range of motion is coming from the, see how now that's no longer 180 degrees? Now watch. All right, that's why you block the joint. You see that?
Effect of better position and better range of motion. Once we unlock that potential, we anchor it with strength training. Okay? We anchor it with strength training. And these two special notes are really important. Warm-up should progress from slow to fast, ground-based to standing, simple to complex. Okay? And we finish with a sprint, jump, throw, or some type of sport-specific movement. Okay? So we're starting at a low level and increasing the excitation of the CNS. Ready to go.
Drive our feet down and the knees out and squeeze the crap out of your glutes, especially if you are someone, I have a history of low back issues and back surgeries. Instead of thinking real big arch at your low back, I just keep the natural curve of my low back and squeeze the glutes real hard when you're benching. It'll protect your low back, which is, the bench is like the silent killer of the low back. I've had so many athletes that come to me after doing like a college program or their high school program where they bench and squat. Obviously they're doing upper lower body splits, whether they do upper on Monday or lower on Monday and vice versa on Tuesday. If you squat and then the next day you think, oh, it's just an upper body day, like low back, I'll take it easy. But then you're doing a lot of sets of benching and you're arching and you're pressing, you could really do a lot of damage, a lot of wear and tear on that low back. So just be careful if you're not looking to compete powerlifting wise and really shorten the range of motion and get this huge arch. Just go with the natural curve in your low back and squeeze your glutes, all right? Final principle, auto-regulate your training. Basically, I always tell this story when I was more OCD and anal than I am even now, back in the day. When I would get a new client, I would program however long they told me they were gonna be able to train with me. I'm gonna be with you all summer, I'll be here for 2 months. I would write out their program for 2 months. All right, they're coming 4 days a week, 2 months. Sets, reps, weights, I would drive myself insane. 5, 6, 10 hours, like, oh shit, should he do 230 pounds or 235 pounds? I'm 7 weeks into the program, the guy didn't even start training yet. You want to plan ahead, definitely. You don't want to walk into the gym and just be like, oh, what do you want to do today? We all know that. So now what I do, and I'm not saying you have to do it exactly this way, but I think it's just a good general example. I get someone who's going to be with me, say, for example, 12 weeks. I map out, I do a template for 12 weeks. Okay, Monday's gonna be upper body, Tuesday's lower with a speed focus, yada, yada, yada. General tempo of the focus of each day and where I want the progression to go for those 12 weeks. But I'm not programming specific sets, reps, and weights, obviously, because that's gonna be based on performance that day. Generally speaking, if you're an athlete and you decelerate, you're usually gonna re-accelerate in another direction. You're changing direction, so you're not just stopping. Sometimes you might be, but so you don't want to go too low where you can't get out of it, but you don't want to stay upright either, because I'll tell you what happens when you stay upright. You see this a lot with female athletes who do not have glute hamstring strength. They go to run and stop or change direction, and they just throw their foot out in front because they don't have the strength and the body control to lower themselves down and stop or re-accelerate. So it's easier to place the stress on just the connective tissues and the bones to just throw your leg out there. And when you do that, that's when the knee buckles and you blow out your ACL.